paper cutter choke, some people call it a bread cutter, but this is a really powerful fundamental choke from top side control, but I like to do it a little bit differently. So what I'm gonna do is take my crossface hand, I'm gonna get a thumb in grip, I'm gonna put my weight on him so that I can get this 4 fingers inside grip. I'm gonna set my elbow where it needs to be, and then I'm gonna squeeze my grip, okay? So what I'm doing here, and what makes it a little bit different the way I do it, I was taught to make a pretty strong grip and then to put your elbow on the ground, and then it's like pushing your elbow up into their head is what actually applies the choke. But there's a couple things. Number one, I don't want to go right in on the trachea, because number one, that's just not cool to do to training partners. But also in the context of a street fight or a competition match, it's not going to put him to sleep, right? So he needs to have a threat of being put to sleep right away to tap, or to end the threat or whatever. And so rather than making a strong grip and then putting it down, what I do is I just take my fingertips and I'm just kind of grabbing at the lapel. So right where the inside edge or the outside edge of the lapel meets his gi, I'm just kind of hooking my fingers on it like that, okay? So I'm here in a good side control. I'm gonna take my hand. Now I'm gonna start to bring my other hand through. I'm gonna put my pressure with my shoulder and my head. So I'm kind of exaggerating my motion, but I'm putting all my weight into Maxwell, and now my 4 fingers in grip is on the collar. Now I'm gonna start to sprawl out more towards like a north-south position. So I'm like kind of halfway in between the two. So as you can see, his face is getting a little bit red. I'm already getting some blood flow cut off, and then my grip is still open. Notice how my wrist is kind of curling around his neck. So the right at my wrist, right where it meets my hand, is right on the corner of his neck where I want it to be. So as I squeeze the grip and I push my wrist into him, that's what's applying it. So as you can see, I didn't even get all the way to making a fist before he's tapping out. It's a very powerful choke. And of course, I'm pulling the gi apart, right? So my 4 fingers in, hand, the upside down grip, it's kind of pulling, making sure there's no slack in there. So when I tighten that grip, your wrist is coming around right into the corner of the neck, okay? You wanna see that? My grip, but I'm not, like if I make a strong grip and I'm already kind of on his throat, he's gonna start, tightening up and defending. If I'm here, it's not quite so threatening. So I put all my weight on him with my chest, I wave my hand around, and I'm gonna adjust so I can get that upside down grip. Now I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna point my wrist my elbow rather, way up high so his neck angle is not so good. Then I'm gonna squeeze and drive into it, okay?